What's up, guys? Big news out of HIMS, signing a deal with Novo. Well, let's see what's going on in the rest of the market. HIMS is the most traded, 24 million shares. Plug Power up 8%, Wolfspeed up 15%, Nvidia down 80 bips, Tesla and Apple down 0.5%. ProPetro, the metals company, Seco, Noble and Zebra all up. Plug Power, you mentioned. Verona up 8%. That's a very important biopharma. Spotify down 7%. What's going on with Spotify? We just looked at their stock and liked it. Mixed Q1. Picard, Sanmina, Regeneron down 6%. What's going on with Regeneron? Quarter was weak. It's earnings season, baby. Webull down 4%. We are short Webull. By value, Tesla has traded $1 billion. HIMS has traded almost $1 billion. Wow. A little quiet volume so far on Wall Street, but HIMS is probably squeezing some shorts here. A lot of hedge funds viewed this as a short. I don't know why. Not sure it makes sense as a short. Let's do PayPal earnings. Right on Godel. Here's the press release. The press releases go to the website. Banks don't go short stocks. The research analysts at the banks work for the buy-side clients. They don't work for the bank, really. The bank doesn't take a big position, and that would be wildly illegal. Yes, I still feel sharp at 42. Don't worry about my buyouts, all right? Max, are you sad? It's just a feeling. It'll pass. When a young lady like you gets a little older, every month her body goes through changes. Right now, you're going through a change called menstruation. Don't worry, it'll pass in a few days. I'm trying to get up to dad bod. My goal is to be dad bod. I'm not even dad bod yet. I mean, there's not much to say about HIMS. I mean, I'm not even sure this news is that important or relevant. I mean, you know, it's obviously they're in many ways a nouveau pharmacy. Yeah, we don't know what the deal is, right? Yeah, we just don't know. We just don't know what the deal looks like. But yeah, we're probably going to sell it just temporarily at least because, I mean, it'll probably keep going up. You know, we like to book profits sometimes. And in my case with this portfolio specifically, you know, it's up 10 basis points. I'd like to book the profit and move on. We've made 7,800 trades, 61% hit rate according to this. I want to scrub this a little bit. I distrust this, but all right, let's dump the HIMS. Good trade, everybody. Adios, amigos. Do we short it? I hate to short. I really try not to short stocks that have good management teams that are growing earnings. Like, you know, so it's tempting because you know it'll probably fade. I mean, at the end of the day, okay, let me show you. At the end of the day, they're literally going to get a commission, right? This is not their product, right? This is somebody else's product. They are sourcing it from a branded manufacturer. It is not, you know, proprietary. Now, I don't know what the economics are. It could be better than normal, but if you assume that they get distributor-like economics and they get $1 billion in revenue from it, you know, maybe it adds $1 billion in value, and they just added $2 billion in market cap, it might fade. You know, all the bears are circling. Like I said, I hate to short stocks that good management, growing revenue 100% year over year. How do you short that? Yeah, I don't know. I could see it fade. I'm not sure though, you know? I don't have an edge. I don't have a feel. It's based on the logic that if you provide liquidity to the market, you get paid. That is the logic. Yep, I'm out of HIMS. All right, we are flat, which for this month is pretty good. So what is this thing doing? Like a trade a second on average? Looks like a trade every 2 or 3 seconds, maybe. Lors, they announced some positive news where they're partnering with Ozempic maker Novo Nordisk. You don't pay commissions when you're a market maker. I thought SoundHound had already been pummeled. Market making is just the idea that by providing liquidity on the bid and the ask, you should be able to make the spread over time, because traders who are in a rush to get filled will trade price for liquidity. You provide the liquidity. You are willing to lug inventory. You hold that inventory for time and it takes risk, but you should be able to have sort of a hedge book of inventory that doesn't kill you. One of the main ways to control inventory risk is to not take on too much. So you basically try to have
order cancelled.
As small positions as you can in these trades.
Order filled.
And you should be able to get inventory that's somewhat equally distributed. Not arbitrage. Arbitrage is when I buy every component of an ETF and short the ETF a few cents. Uniswap is much better. What are you talking about? Yeah, not too many stocks move 30% at random intervals. The concept of an automated market maker is not new nor useful. I mean, imagine the stock market was automated market makers. There's a reason the stock market doesn't work that way. No, not even for most liquidity in crypto, they're on sexes. This normal order book. Where's the Uniswap for Bitcoin? Don't get it twisted. Real recognize real, and some of you are now looking familiar. A lot of you got to click that X button right now. A lot of you. Click the X. Go somewhere else. Go to Destiny Stream. Go watch Aiden Ross. I'm going full Nassim Taleb right now. I told Nassim I read his books in jail. I didn't say I liked them. I just said I read them. And he goes, well, an author can't control who reads his work. And I'm like, man, you are an arrogant guy. Nassim Taleb sounds really smart if you've never read in your life and you've never studied anything in your life. He sounds like a genius. But if you've done the modicum of like central dogma, great canon reading, you know all this. You're not impressed by any of the stuff Nassim spits out. In fact, it's sort of the opposite. He's such a snob for no reason. I mean, I guess he's bitter. Like he had like cancer or something, and what the real story is. But yeah, I think his books are simultaneously trash and not trash. It's complicated. Like I acknowledge that like these are great thoughts for like the junior philosopher. It's just getting started in his academic life. He's not a trader. That's the other thing. I mean, he wants to be an academic. The problem is he's not a statistician. He's not a mathematician. He's kind of like not even sure what he is. He's not exactly writing, yeah, Oscar. A lot of it's repetitive, and then it's just the random anecdotes from basic academia. Yeah, I mean, look, the spit stuff, but I don't know how much of that is Nassim and how much of it is spits. He's at NYU for most of the time. I don't know. He's like an advisor, he's not working at the fund. And also, like, at the end of the day, the idea of a tail risk fund isn't new either. It's all about marketing and executing, and none of that stuff has anything to do with him. So I reverse the hate. I play the Uno Reverso on you. I don't know anything about annuities, my man. I'm gonna give you a lecture. Yeah, kind of a self-loathing. Okay, it looks like PayPal had a really bad quarter. They couldn't even grow 5%. Yeesh.
Order partially filled.
Oh man, that's nasty. 1% revenue growth. Yeah, we can look at Regeneron. Wow. So the stock market knew PayPal was not going to grow anymore. Yikes. I mean, they beat their guidance. They did beat guidance and gross margins are up 10%. And now what do? Cut costs. Customer service cost is down 10%. Technology and development cost is down. So will it be cost cutting? Will it be private equity? More buybacks. What's my daily routine, man? I wake up and get to work. That's it. That's my daily routine. What else do you want to know? Next question. Okay, so love the stock, but man, what a trash company. No revenue guidance, right? Maintaining its full year guidance. We love Bagahondro. Bagahondro, if you send me your PayPal or your Cash App, we could send you some funds for being a member of our community. Okay, so gross margin. I still like the stock, but I got to turn this thing around. Nice thing about stocks like PayPal is that the news has been so bad for so long that it's immune to bad news now. Seriously, Bagahondro, I will pay you to call into our show and talk stocks with us. Straight cash, baby. And you can buy whatever stock you want with that cash. First call, $500. $500 just to call in. Come on, Alejandro, you can do it. Just email me right there at that email address. To cash. Buy more quantum with it. Buy your mama a house. Oh, Alejandro, you trying to stunt on me? You mad because I'm styling on you? It's all right. Look, nobody has to pressure him. Just if you want to do it, drop me an email. We'll do a quick 15-minute phone call. I'm not going to get in your face or yell at you or anything like that. Baggies make bad decisions, bro. That is the point of being a bag holder. That is literally the point. You cannot tell a good decision from a bad decision. That is literally what a bag holder is. Nah, I wouldn't buy take two. Are smart hedgies? What smart hedgies? Which ones? Name them. Nice tracks. I love it. Do viruses exist or not? Time this guy out 5 minutes. Go to PubMed and go look up the sequences of viruses. Or just go to high school. We're gonna shut PubMed down. The only science you need is from me. Trump science. Yeah, I like Biohaven. I like Sarepta. What else do you want to know? I don't think it matters, Nick. Honestly, I used to look at holders list. It used to be like the first thing I looked at for everything. Holders list. I want to see who owns it. And at the end of the day, as I matured, it stopped mattering to me. You know, if one of my friends owned the stock, which is always the case, you know, am I interested? Am I curious? I stopped caring because all I care about is what do I think about the stock. No trader out there is going to be dramatically better than you. I mean, there's traders who be better than you, but not to the point where you say, oh, I'm sure Novo is doing a deal that makes sense for them. I'm sure HIMS is going to slightly overprice Ozempic. All right, let's look at Pfizer. All right, here's Pfizer's press release. Oh, when are they going to get rid of this guy? Revenue down 8%. And Comirnaty was up? Come on, bruh. And they've done acquisitions? Come on, bruh. Paxlovid is down, okay. Xeljan's down 31%. Lovely. Spotify is getting cooked. Okay. So they want to have a PD1 by the time Keytruda goes generic? Danuglipron's dead? I mean, with Danuglipron dead, you know, it could be time to buy Viking. And this company needs a complete makeover. Complete makeover. They need to fire everyone at Pfizer, start from scratch. Just shut the company down, bro. Divest each drug, sell it to private equity, chop it up, it's over. It's a wrap. Nobody needs you anymore. Pfizer is a publicly traded company. It's not owned by anybody. They should sell. I've hated this stock for like 10 years. It's just, they can't do anything right. They get the biggest pandemic the world has ever seen. They have the only drugs for it. They could have taken that money and invested in Berkshire. They just got a free gift because the revenue and earnings haven't grown. They did nothing with it. They bought Seagen for 1 million times sales. I'm not sure they should have bought Bitcoin, but that's maybe the only dumber thing they could have done. But I mean, PayPal is, everybody, understands just how PayPal is. That's what value investing is all about. Companies at okay prices. I'm just kidding, but I mean, if they figure out how to get growth again, the stock will double. Ibrance down. I don't know how Vyndaqel is doing $6 billion in revenue, but God bless. Xeljan's has all but disappeared. Padcev pretty good. Adcetris is down? What happened to Adcetris? Did they stuff the channel before they sold the company? You guys remember the term channel stuffing? Abrisvo's a dog. Biosimilars are a dog. Still selling Zithromax. Look at this Sabinco. It's supposed to be an amazing product. Look at this dog. This is supposed to save Pfizer. Look at this. Look at it. Just look at it. You see this, chat? You know how I would react if that was me as the CEO of Pfizer? Look at this. How's this going to save Pfizer? 50 mil at a time? X payments, when's it going to launch? I mean, it's probably going to have some effect. I'm not going long Pfizer. I mean, I could take a harder look at the portfolio, but Luck and Coffee, are they back? Like, get their books straightened out? Balance sheets balancing? It's all good? Yeah, Christopher, take it to cash, start a business, learn a program. Smart of you to recognize you've gotten lucky. Almost everybody. Honestly, you might be the first guy to get lucky on a meme coin trade and not think you're a genius. Honestly, I tip my hat to you because almost everyone, including myself, absolutely including myself, if I made that trade, I would say, I'm the man.
Order cancelled.
I'm going to do this again.
Order cancelled.
You are my hero for not wanting to do it. I admire that. I'm dead serious. Like, it is super hard to have that kind of discipline. Almost everyone says, oh, I'm George Soros now. I'm Steve Cohen now. Look at me. I'm the best trader alive. Who's doing it like this? Here, let me roll the dice again. You're very, very smart for that. You're smarter than me. I automatically start thinking, I'm the man. You know, I mean, the best thing you could do is to start a business. I mean, that's the best way to make money. If it were me and I was in your shoes, I mean, I don't know you, but if that's all the money I had, I want to make it big, but I got 100K. That's it. Got 100K to my name. I'm trying to become famous and rich. Forget famous. I'm just trying to become rich. I would simply learn the vibe code and start making websites. Watch what 𝗏𝗏𝗏 was doing. That's if I had to do it today, that's what I would do. It depends on whether or not you're savvy, computer savvy. If you're trading meme coins, you're not an idiot on the computer. So work with ChatGPT, write some code, get started, and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, yeah. Build little businesses, yeah. I mean, websites in particular, but yeah, little businesses, solopreneur. And eventually, you can not build websites for a client. No. Starting little businesses. And, you hope one of them hits it big. I mean, one of them could be the next Airbnb. Yeah, learn the code for real, of course. You will learn the code as you vibe code, but you can get started, kind of like that. Yeah, I mean, it depends. You have financial security now, so it's not like, look, there's no free lunch. There's no free lunch. Yeah, full time, I think you can manage your own family office if you work full time. Absolutely. But it is very hard to get returns without, doing something stupid. And vibe coding is letting AI code for you mostly, and you're just kind of, marketing is one of the hardest things to do. I don't know much about Clearpoint. It kind of seems like not that exciting to me. Marketmaker short everything, so we just rallied. It's not very good at beta hedging. I would suggest shorting IonQ with that money, yeah. That is a good trade. That is a good trade. I wouldn't put all of it. I would put 5 or 10%, but I wouldn't put all of it. But again, if you want to long-term make alpha trading, it's very difficult. Oh, and anybody who, by the way, wants to find business partners, interesting people, my Discord is a good place to meet a lot of people in this YouTube. So I've already seen people start businesses together from my Discord. Some have gotten some real funding, big funding. JavaScript and Python for sure. Yeah. Shorts and longs have the same risk. Don't believe the hype. I sold all the HIMS earlier. I don't know, Robert. I don't do devs from those types of sites. Discord.gg/Martin Shkreli should work. I have no Silverpoint, yeah. I met the guy at a political fundraiser. He's Republican. Yeah, learning programming is really good. You learn how to think, structured thinking. It's, as I perfect the source, I'm going to provide it to Godel customers. But I want to make sure it's kind of like, I like it and I'm comfortable with it, And I want to provide resources like if I have a broker-dealer at the ECN, or I'm sorry, if I have a broker-dealer getting rebates, not paying commission, and just sharing the maker fee and co-located and all that stuff, then I can provide it. And I think web development's still important, yeah. Very important. Especially given you have to know what's going on with the frameworks. I mean, do you have to know every little method of a React component? Probably not. It can't hurt. And I don't know if you can get rich from selling t-shirts online, but I think that you can if you're really good at business and you execute really well. I'd rather just sell a software license, to be honest. And maybe that license scales with how much capital you have. Basically what I'm thinking is I'll give you access to the bot and we just do everything for you. You just literally press go and there's a license fee you pay. That's like the easiest thing. The second hardest thing is we the same, except you have like knobs and dials you can turn where you can basically, say, I want to do more market making, or I want to do more momentum, or I want to do whatever. And we give you like 10 or 20 sliders to slide around. And the third concept would be to do all the same things as before, except give you source and work with you and consult with you on updating the source code and extending it, expanding it, etc. No, I'm focused singularly on Godel at this point, Luca. It's doing very well. I think on web development, I mean, look, we're hiring web developers actively. We've hired some really talented people from Stripe and some other super great companies.
Order cancelled.
If you want to push the envelope of what's possible on the web,
Order cancelled.
you need to be a pretty sophisticated engineer. If you just want to make a Next.js site, you don't. You know, you want to use web workers, WASM, web GPU. You know, there's a lot to the web. Chromium is constantly changing. You know, the Google, the W3C committee, this stuff is constantly being updated. There's brand new technologies all the time on the web. One of my investors was like, hey, I have this billionaire guy who wants to talk to you about quantum. Do you have time to talk to him? And I didn't even respond. Too busy. Plus, I love talking to you guys. Yeah, I'd focus on software, Alfonso. Software's the best. I like PayPal. I'm staying with it. You can't really connect any platform to our site right now. Whoa, D-Wave's down. Whoa. Hey, whoa, what's happening? Okay, here's where you do NI Quantum on Godel, and you get literally all the quantum news on the tape. I don't see anything. 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗢's out. 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗢. Let's go. I love 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗢. Past gen computing. I like it. It's not next gen. It's past gen. 57 times revenue. A former D-Wave engineer admitted to us, there is no proof that any optimization problem is solved faster using D-Wave. Zero benefit from the technology. The customers say there's zero benefit. I love it. Yes, D-Wave lost the Chattanooga deal to IRQ. I mean, they're going to have a better number than this for 2025, to be fair. You got to give the devil his due. Marketmaker's profits are turning up, thankfully. 9,000 trades, 61% win rate. These are the win trades by security. Here's Palantir, 275 trades. Jesus Christ. No, I don't think Bloomberg has any right to any abbreviations, and some of our abbreviations are different. February 2022 D-Wave presentation. Who is this guy? Peter Diamandis is on the board. Eric Schmidt's on the board of advisors. That's so cringe. $5 billion TAM. Word? SPAC. Okay. I was looking at SPAC management earlier. Okay. 2025 revenue projection, 219 million. 2024 is 72. They did 9. 2025, 219. I think they'll do like 20. 2026, I think they'll do 9 again. Look, I mean, the thing about THTX is they have to do a deal, and it's a fairly untrustworthy company that is just too shady. But I do think they'll get bought out for more than 275. So we're long, but, and I know these assets really well. I've talked about buying this company. They were kind of like a very similar company to the companies that I had in pharma. So I know these guys really well. It's, you know, it's probably going to be just fine. Max, you know I bought drug companies for a living, right, Max? You know that's what I did, right? How many drug companies have you bought? Like, I literally sold drug assets. That's what I did. So I know this company really well. You have done nothing, and nobody knows your name. So anyway, I held M&A talks with these guys. Which company? Pharma Brethren. I got a bunch. Carousel's good. Carousel's actually up like 20% this year. They're one of the few hedge funds that are up a lot this year, actually. Yeah, being nobody is a luxury until you tell somebody they're a nobody, and then you got to defend why you're a nobody. They get a label expansion or something. Oh, European approval. Nothing wrong with being a nobody, but don't come after people. Okay. Yeah, Super Slam, I don't think you're... We're going to have ways for Godel users to earn rebates or even earn profits from our system, but we'll unveil that when the time is right.